Hello friends, my name is Umesh Kai. Today we are going to discuss about the comparison between the conventional problem solving method and Six Sigma method of problem solving. So problem has its own dimension, means it affects your process, system and cost, and problem solving has its own dimension, means it also affect your process, system and cost, and also risk is involved in the both the cases. So when the problem occurs, it affects your your product, then it affects your system and process, and it affects your management moral also. So we will discuss one by one. We have collected some data for the discussion. Initially we are sharing first slide on the conventional approach for the problem solving. So this is first slide. In first step, the management, when the problem is addressed to the management, the influential people from the top management or person from the top management generate the ideas. It is being generated from by the selected people, and it has not any background from the data or analysis. So it is basically based on the experience of the top management or influential people, that how to solve the problem it is, and this is the idea for the problem solving. So these ideas are floated from the top management, and once the idea is generated, it is implementing based on the previous knowledge and skill and experience of the people involved in the problem solving team. Then once the idea is generated that how we are going to solve the problem, then problem solving ideas are generated that in this way we are going to solve the problem. So it may be some system correction or some technical correction or enhancing skill of the operator. Like this, the action can be generated across the management, and then actions are started implementing. Once the action is implemented, it is sometimes alpha tested or beta tested. We should initially understand the difference between the alpha testing and beta testing. So alpha testing means once your production is corrected for the problem, its functionality and usability tested, and then product is floated to the next process. And in beta testing, functionality, usability, security and reliability are tested. So beta testing is more secure and it takes care of your cost and risk and reliability. So sometimes alpha testing is done on your product once the correction is done on your product, and sometimes it is beta testing is that. Then the product is floated to the next process. So it may be next process or it may be to the customer. In this conventional method, the success of your action is checked after product is floated to the next stage, and this has more risk involved and cost involved. Means once you taken the action and product is released to the next stage or to the customer, it may affect your reputation of the management, and the cost involvement is also high, because if there is problem in the product, you have to recall the product from the next stages, and it will affect your cost and risk and reputation of the management. So in this way, the conventional method of problem solving acts on problem solving method, and it has more risk and cost involved. So then we'll come to the approach of the Six Sigma for the problem solving. So right from the initial, in the Six Sigma there is team involvement, means you have to incorporate the people from the yellow belt, green belt, black belt, brown belt for the identification of the problem and problem solving. So in the first stage of the identification of the problem is identified based on the data and analysis, means you have to identify why we are selecting this problem for problem solving process, and its cost, how much is costs involved, and how much your management will get benefit out of that if you solve this problem. So for problem solving, you have to analyze the problem, and the customer role is also important. Means the problem which are more important for the customer, that those problem has to be selected initially. So this care is also being taken in the Six Sigma method of problem solving. So once the problem is defined and identified, then the data has to be collected, that the potential, identify the potential of the problem, is how much cost is involved if you solve this problem. Then the root cause analysis of the systematic root cause analysis. For that, brainstorming has done with the help of the cross-functional team. Means you have to involve from the shop floor people, production people, then all manufacturing team is involved for the brainstorming, and the Ishikawa diagram or cause effect diagram is used for the problem solving and brainstorming. And also YY analysis is done to understand and identify the root cause of the problem. Then comes to the planning phase. Means once the root cause is identified, the action is identified with the YY analysis. Then the implementation of that action is done with the 6W2H format. Means the every person's accountability has to be identified, that who is taking what action and what time. So this is the plan and implementation stage of the Six Sigma method of problem solving. So once the action is taken, then it is anticipated with the help of SPC, USKC and process mapping and risk analysis, that how much is the cost involved if you solve the problem in this way and by this method. So once the action is taken, it is being anticipated with the help of SPC, USKC, process mapping and risk analysis tool, that if you go with these actions, how much is the cost involved in solving the problem and how much it will affect to the customer. So there is proper methodology involved for the risk assessment after taking action on the problem. Then again, after taking the action, the process and system is also being controlled with the help of SPC, USKC, with the help of control chart, then trend chart. So this way you can control the system and process with the help of Six Sigma methodology. Means whatever gains you have achieved, it can be sustained and benefit to the customer and your organization also. So this is the basic difference between the Six Sigma approach of problem solving and conventional method of problem solving. So now we are closing the video. I hope that you like the video. So subscribe the video and share the video. Thank you to join my video. Thank you very much.